Recording. Okay guys, hi. شكرا جدا that you're joining us today. مع Marwa Sadek. Marwa is one of the most important growth marketing and growth hacking experts مش بس في مصر في Middle East. She's one of the pioneers actually in the field. من حتى قبل ما الناس تتكلم على growth marketing, she was one of the people actually putting it together. ومروة يعني الحقيقة thank you so much for offering to do this session, and thank you for your contribution في الهاكاثون. It has been amazing.
Thank you, Sabrine. You guys have been doing a great job. Everybody who applied, كمان they've been doing a great effort, regardless who are in the finalists, who is not. Everybody deserves يعني a clap. So يعني looking forward to some great startups الفترة اللي جاية إن شاء الله.
إن شاء الله. يلا بينا.
Okay. يلا بينا. So we're gonna get right into the subject. What is the main objective of a business? إحنا startups they solve problems, and so the main objective of business is to offer a strong value that solves some kind of market problem, some kind of pain on the customer, etc. So this is going to be our main focus. We have a good value, or something that we offer, and a good profit margin, so that the business will sustain and continue to do a success. So without the basics, اللي هي إن البزنس يكون solid من الأول, we cannot grow and expect to be making good revenues, good profits, and become a profitable business. Okay, so putting this aside, what comes first? يعني أنا دلوقتي I will assume I have an MVP. I built an initial product based on my personal assumptions, a little research, and I think this is what people need. I need to make sure that أولاً طبعاً إن أنا I validate with the market. So how do I validate with the market? I first start with defining my buyer personas. Who are my customers? And we really want to go into details في الحتة الأولانية دي. Who are my buying customers? It cannot be just me. يعني sometimes entrepreneurs tend to create a solution for one of their own pain points, which is okay. However, we want to make sure that there are many more people like me out there, our different personas that might need my solution. فأنا I want to define الbuyer personas بتاعي. Who are they? يعني ممكن أنا I go to the يعني my best practice or my way of doing it is that I go down to the finest details. I imagine them as real people. I look around my community, my connections, people that I might know or not know, and I look at their lifestyle, age group, what do they work, where do they live, males, females, what kind of income do they have, marital status, single, do they have kids, etc. فدي كلها demographic side of a persona. On the other side, I start evaluating or looking at how do they take their decision. Are they within a certain community? يعني في ناس influential عليهم. Influencers مش معنى كده celebrity, and the people who influence opinions. What community do they belong to? Athletes, fashionistas, media production, whatever kind of community. ببص ممكن university students, undergrads, etc. ابتدي أشوف define what community do they belong to. لأن الحتة دي I look بقى closely how big is their community. لأنه بعد كده I prioritize my customers. What is their pain? What is the solution they're looking for? Or what's the problem they're looking to solve? Who do they trust? How do they gain their trust? Do they gain it from their friends? Do they gain it from social media, from ads? Do they want to see testimonials or case studies? وكل شخص بيبقى ليه one way of getting their trust أو gaining trust. Who motivates them? Again, what motivates their decision? Are they cost driven? البرايس بيفرق معاهم عالي واطي. Do they need a higher value? Do they need exclusivity? ما فيش ناس كتير يبقى عندهم الحاجة. What is their motivation to take a decision to purchase a product? And last thing is أنا بديلهم role. يعني باجي لكل persona وابتدي أقول what might be the role in my marketing strategy. Are they the people who tell others about me? يعني ممكن في community, university students, maybe they won't be big payers, but they will pass on the word, or they will talk about me. Are they the kind of people who will give referrals or refer other customers to me? They want to get the rewards, etc. فأنا بحاول أحدد what the role is going to be. طيب, moving on. We have يعني let's say the foundation بتاع ال growth plan بتاعتنا is the marketing funnel. And there are two ways of looking at a marketing funnel. The basic اللي هو on the left, I don't know if it's your left, my left. The basic marketing funnel, it goes straight forward from awareness, interest, testing, purchase, retention. What does that mean? يعني maybe some of you might be familiar. أنا كل customer سواء كان business أو consumer, B2B, B2C, كل customer بيعدي through a funnel. الفانل ده اللي هو let's say إنه stages of their life cycle with the business. They start with being aware that there's this brand, and then they start building a little bit of interest, maybe looking at the website, asking questions. And then they go on to testing, making sure they validate, this is the product they need, or this is what will satisfy them. And they move on to purchasing the product. والstage اللي بعده اللي هو retention, إن أنا أحافظ عليهم إن هم they would be frequent buyers, or they will buy again, repeat their purchase. This is what's in the books, or this is how we would simplify it. But what really happens in the real world is the other one. And there's a growth marketing framework. Growth marketing framework is a little bit more complicated, or I would say more efficient. And this is how a business grows at a quicker pace. I start with acquisition, acquiring the customer, and then I try to activate them. طبعا في acquisition phase في awareness و interest و testing, etc. Then I try to activate them, and they become a customer even if they're not paying. They try a free promo code, they register, etc. So I kind of have them doing an action. I retain them. I make sure in homa they're repeating their purchase with me, or they're مستمرين معايا. And then some of them will just continue to pay, be paying customers. Some of them will churn or be lost in the process. And some of them, I will be using them to fill in the funnel from the beginning. Again, homa, they refer other customers, and we start the process من فوق لتحت تاني, and new customers, acquiring, activating, retaining. And so it goes in sort of a loop rather than a vertical funnel. Okay. في الاثنين funnels دول, let's keep them in mind, and we're going to go on. We will refer to them at later stages. So where do we start? We have our personas, let's say 6-7 personas, more or less, as you would prefer, or you would see suitable for your business. We have the marketing funnels ready, and we need to start. What do we do? First thing is that we set our performance metrics. Performance metrics is يعني a set of measurements اللي هتقول إن أنا I'm performing well. Measurements دي, it goes along with my funnel. يعني how many people are aware, how many people are interested, how many people are testing, purchasing, and how many people are repeating their purchase. فأنا محتاجة الفانل بتاعي، أنا I customize my funnel according to my business. ممكن يكون في steps أكتر steps أقل، ممكن يكون different بما إنه ممكن يبقى ويب سايت app. فأنا I customize my funnel and I start setting my performance metrics. قبل ما أبدأ أشتغل I need to know how am I going to measure what I'm doing. It's all about the data, all about how to continuously look back and adjust your process. First thing first, and then I set my KPIs. How many website visitors, how many social media followers, how many click-throughs, how many ask questions or engage, how many take a free trial or test, etc. لغاية لما يكونوا paying clients. The next thing is that I work on setting up my measurement tools. عندنا set of measurement tools ممكن تكون حاجة زي Google Analytics, Mixpanel, etc. هتكلم في tools later on. بس I have to set up my measurement tools لأنه sooner than I expect هلاقي نفسي إن I'm too much into my business. I'm too busy working on the product, working on the customers, managing my finance, etc. And I don't have time to go back and set up. And this is all going to be lost data. فأنا في الفترة الأولانية دي I'm supposed to be validating and making sure I know my way, I know my direction, I'm putting my plan. So I have to be set up for proper measurement. Most of the tools can work for free, at least for the initial period. في حاجات منهم can work for free forever. طيب, what's next? أنا عايزة أوسع الحاجات عشان أنا مش شايفة. Journey optimization. ببتدي أحط البيرسوناز بتوعي، يعني عندي 6-7 personas، أوزعهم على الفانل بتاعي وأوزعهم على different channels. فدي الجيرني بتاعتي. يعني أنا for example I assume إن أنا عندي صابرين. She's كذا years old. She's a startup founder, CEO. She does Google search. بعدين بتروح على الويب سايت and then maybe visit the social media. من هنا تبتدي تاخد decision إنه she will register for a free trial or whatever. Maybe ask a few questions directly, ask her friends. بحط I imagine the journey. And I try as much as possible to assume and this is correct with every person. الجيرني دي as I go I optimize. يعني ببتدي أراجعها تاني وأشوف where it's not working. I will explain how this works. And then I set my plan. Plan. Don't move one step forward without a plan. البلان هي it's the key to making sure you're in one direction. لما بندخل سباق، السباق ده بيبقى for example it's a marathon كذا متر. أنا بيبقى عندي one objective. الobjective ده إن أنا أوصل للend point في أسرع وقت ممكن. I need to have a strategy. Am I going to go fast and then slow? Am I going to take a different approach? Whatever, يعني I'm not an athlete قوي بس whatever kind of way I need to have a strategy. I need to have one direction and go to it. As much as I can, I should plan in order to make sure إن أنا I'm not drifting away from my path. With that, it's a waste of time, waste of money, and a lot of times it ends up in startups بعد الشر they fail. طيب, I set my budgets. البudget, there are two ways to set your budget. One way is to look at how much money do you have, how much can you afford. ونبتدي نشوف how are we going to do the best out of it, and it's not a problem قد ايه كبير او صغير البادجت. المهم ان انا I work with it efficiently. Sometimes I can validate my business model with as much as a Facebook page. المهم ان انا I give the proper experience and I attract the right customers اللي ممكن based on them أقول البزنس ده it's valid or not valid. I set my budget. Another way is to think how much do I need to achieve a certain goal. يعني أنا عايزة achieve number of users معينين to approach a certain investor. فأنا I need this much money to reach the goal. ف whatever way both goes. المهم ان انا I set a budget and I work with it. I don't spend more than what I have or what I can afford. So I either work the budget out او ان انا I spend what I have. بعد كده بنبتدي نروح على الشانلز اللي هي احنا قلنا الجروث ماركتنج process is very complex. It's like a whole web. فأنا عندي personas, different people, and then we have a funnel. الفانل ده فيه loop. And then I have different touch points. Touch points دي يعني ايه؟ يعني أنا كل customer علشان ياخد الديسيجن من إن هو يموف من إن هو aware إن هو يبقى interested إن هو يبتدي يسأل سؤال محتاج يشوف البراند بتاعي at different points. different points دي ويب سايت حد اتكلم قدامه ad طلع له في وسط جيم etc. فالتاتش بوينتس دي في كل stage are different. However, an average every customer في random businesses takes from a minimum of 20 touch points up to 500 so in order for them to become a paying customer. و 20 touch points دي ازاي ليه بتفرق من 20 ل 500 according to the complexity of the product and how innovative it is, if they know about it from before, from different players, some other competitor, etc. Well, it's brand new and they still have to learn about it and go through a longer process in order to take a decision. It really varies between 20 to 500. وأنا I personally would see يعني أنا InstaShop for example I had it installed on my phone for as long as I remember مش عارفة maybe 6 months back ولا حاجة. I only started using it في الأيام اللي فاتت دي when I got stuck. So there is one point where people will start adopting your product. However, it takes consistency with being there from different directions. يعني performance ads, social media, if there's any offline digital, offline is okay if it works with you, if it's relevant to your product. Blog, if they do something like a free trial or whatever, the kind of invoice or email اللي بيديهم confirmation, it would include different kinds of information or communication. كل ده أنا بعتبره touch points. التouch points دي I plan it along my funnel. بشوف في كل stage of the funnel what am I going to be using. What am I going to communicate for each persona? Then I check دي اللي احنا كنا بنقول ال optimization ان أنا I need to check my funnel if it's working well. يعني إيه إن أنا بدخل من فوق people they're starting to be aware and then I want to move them on to being interested. ده أنا اللي بحركهم يعني أنا اللي ببتدي أشتغل عليهم step by step. And أنا أحركهم من being aware to being interested. They don't move on their own to being in an evaluation phase to trying to adopting or purchasing your product. في كل مرحلة من دول I have leaks والفانل بيبقى literally مخرم زي كده يعني أنا يا دوبك عندي I reached 500,000 people. 500,000 people دول طلع منهم 500 interested. There is definitely a leak here. This is a very low conversion rate. لو ال conversion rate is good ببتدي evaluate المرحلة اللي بعديها واللي بعديها. And there may be variations between one persona and the other. يعني some people move quickly through earlier stages but then they're stuck at a later stage. فأنا محتاجة optimize الفانل بتاعي, make sure إن أنا I'm communicating the correct messages at each stage. And this is why we use the tools. A lot of tools are there to automate my process, to measure, and to give me answers. What are people doing? How are they behaving? Why are they not taking their decision? Where are they stuck? Maybe there's something in the product. Maybe there's something in my messages. Maybe there's something in the whole business model and pricing that I need to correct. مهم إن أنا أعرف where are they stuck. Okay. طيب ال go to market بتاعي خلاص أنا I set up, I put my plan and I kind of worked out a funnel, touch points, channels, etc. So how do I start? Okay, I'll go to market and traction. If we have engineers, I believe we probably have engineers among us, is more or less to move forward with a good grip on the ground. And I'm trying to simplify as much as possible. ان انا محتاجه traction ده ان انا اجيب initial customers اللي they will prove that my business model is successful and can grow. Or my business is successful and can grow. So I need, let's say, 100 paying customers who went through the funnel and reached the paying stage, and they're actually, maybe some of them are actually referring me to others. I'm more or less proving that the business is healthy and will grow. And this is how I approach investors. So I need to, and within the process, يعني أنا كده I'm whether I get an investment or not, I'm anyway correcting my path, making sure my plan is correct, making sure ان أنا I'm on the right path عشان even if I'm spending my own money, يعني there's no money to waste. Let's say إنه we're at the very early stage, we don't have a lot to invest. What can we do? There are some pre-launch activity إن أنا ممكن أعمل حاجة before I start going to the market, early onboarding. And then I promise people if they register, pre-register, if they, we would say early birds, testers, partners, whatever you may call them, give them a good promise and have them register in advance. Registering in advance ده بيديني at least يعني let's say a bunch of people who are ready and they know that I'm testing my product and they're ready to support me, or not support me, but maybe give me the correct feedback in order to improve the product. At one point, actually Gmail, when they launched at the very beginning, it كانوا لسه في البيتا, and this is more or less something they did. إنه it was an invitation only email, يعني ما حدش بيدخل إلا إذا كان invited, وكل واحد كان ليه I don't remember 5 or 10 invites, and it was a very limited circle, so people felt number one إن هم unique, and هم they're getting something that not everybody has, and they felt إن هم they're partners. يعني they got ownership and they can actually test with Google and tell them the feedback, and probably يعني هو في حاجات كتير benefits ال early adopters بتوع Google they got, بس يعني whatever it was they felt ownership. We get to build a mailing list, an SMS list, whatever to use when we actually launch. بعد كده presentation. احنا we need to prepare the presentation material بتاعنا. Presentation material ده في ال growth model احنا we kind of customize it to the different channels. So we have a big presentation and then a smaller one and then a smaller one, and then it goes up to the 3-line أو single sentence اللي بتقول the whole thing in a minute or less than a minute. Why do we want that? Because we want to distribute this to all our channels. Presentation material بتاعي هيgo off من أول الويب سايت للprint material لو في حاجة that we're gonna print أو distribute physically, للpresentations اللي بتتبعت على الإيميلز, للسوشيال ميديا, everything, all the channels, everything we want people to repeat or pass on to their friends and families. We're gonna be spelling it out for them. We look for partners. Initially, we want to have somebody side by side and to help us reach out for different circles. For example, أنا مثلا I'm launching whatever kind of let's say I'm launching a marketing automation tool. I want to look at task management tools, or I want to look at marketing agencies. I want to look for partners who will help me spread out the word. They can be partners of content, they can be offering different products يعني content يعني يدوني videos, webinars, whatever kind of blog material etc. ممكن يكونوا bundling معايا في products يعني أنا وهم we package something together and offer it for a less price. أنا بدي free promo code for the users of whatever service provider etc. فكل ما يكون عندي partners كل ما يكون ال spread of the word أو إن أنا reach out to a bigger circle أسهل وأسرع. There's another way إنه مش بس actual partners, marketing partners, feel integration partners. يعني a lot of the tools that started in the past years, I would remember from them يعني Trello, for example. Trello is يعني one of the success factors كان الhuge أو Slack, integration with a lot of other tools. إنه you easily integrate with whatever other tools that you're using. You don't have to migrate completely. And it's usable with the calendar, with the drive, with whatever, يعني كل التولز التانية. فكل ما I can integrate payment solutions, rating app, whatever, يعني كل ما يكون عندي integrations كل ما توسع السيركل بتاعتي. كل ده I'm not yet really paying for. Referral programs وانا the biggest example or the best example I can think of في السنين اللي فاتت او اكيد في حاجات كتير يعني Gmail was one of them بس كمان Uber الانتري بتاعته في at least في مصر الموديل بتاعه كان for a few years completely referrals يعني they were very shy on the advertising side. It was completely referrals. Maybe they had a strategy for that to limit to a certain kind of audience, etc. But referrals worked very well, and then at one point people were actually sharing their referral codes on social media so that they would get more credit and get free rides. So referral programs work very well in the early stages. وكل ما يكون الموضوع مش ماشي كل ما محتاجة أدي benefit أكتر أو حاجة motivating أكتر for the people to actually use it. Work on building your audiences or lists. Audiences that we kind of build them using our analytics tools, our advertising tools. This is one way of doing it. And now we track visitors and we sort of segment them into different audience groups. Or we can simply do the email lists, registrations, whatever, but as much as possible, segment them or divide them into groups so that we can communicate with them with customized messages later on. كل ما customize المسج كل ما تكون personal كل ما هو ياخد الأكشن أسهل. Try to share as many case studies, testimonials as you go. كل ما باجي I work with one customer that has a really good story to tell. ممكن customer ده يكون حد I personally know. ممكن يكون business that I have a good relation with, etc. I ask them for a testimonial and I start presenting their case for other people. This is one way of building trust with your audience, especially لو الشخص ده already maybe a little bit known or عنده a little bit of trust among people. Market focus. أنا في الأول كنت بتكلم على personas. قلت إن أنا محتاجة evaluate what communities do they belong to. Community ده هيبقى more or less a mini market for me. أنا هبتدي أركز على أو في الأول I need to focus on certain segments in order to achieve more. فأنا مش عايزة أبقى I'm kind of wasting my energy here and there, wasting my money here and there. It doesn't matter if I expand quickly or not. It matters and then I prove success and I go forward to making profits. فmarket focus. كل ما أكون focused كل ما يكون الانرجي بتاعي متركز والفانل بتاعي متركز. يعني أنا في الفانل بتاعي I need more people to be coming in from the beginning of the funnel. كل persona ليها one way of addressing them عشان يدخلوا في الفانل من الأول. لو أنا I'm addressing all the personas together يبقى أنا عندي كل funnel لوحده في شوية صغيرين and then the conversion rates هتبقى ضعيفة etc. فأنا عايزة focus on certain one or more markets to go for them. كل ما الcommunity يكون أكبر كل ما يكون أسرع to penetrate. Freemiums. I really love free stuff. Free stuff يعني free trials, free registrations, free promo codes, free sessions, free whatever. يعني أي حاجة that you can offer as a sample of the product in the beginning will help people get the experience and make a quicker decision. Maybe at a later point, I don't want to be offering the freemium, but if it works for me, it can stay forever. I really encourage إنه يبقى دايما في free trials, and if I feel إنه a certain group of customers that are stuck at a certain point, after they're done with their free period, I can offer them another one in order to keep the cycle going rather than إن I lose them out of the fund. Brand love. I need to embrace my brand. I need to speak about it, talk about it, tell my story. People trust people, and founders هم اللي they sort of pass on the energy or pass on the good experience to the others, or the feeling of in a brand is good. فأنا I need to embrace my brand, talk about it as much as I can in networks, in communities, wherever I'm invited or not invited, I need to go out and talk about it. I need to share my brand as much as possible في communication بتاعي. مش بقول إن اللوجو يبقى everywhere. أنا محتاجة بس إن أنا at least define a few words اللي هي هتبقى linked, keywords هتبقى linked للبراند بتاعي أبقى بستخدمها here and there. كل ما الناس حفظت البراند كل ما هي speed up الفانل إن الناس فاكريني and they go on. Tripwires يعني is let's say المصيدة بتاعتي أنا بخدع customer أو بديله a smaller product and it's much cheaper probably. والsmaller product ده المفروض إن هو it simulates أو gives an image of the big product. بديله the same experience بس على mini scale. small scale ده it's not for free. However, the customer will get the experience in how he paid and he got the product and he's happy with it. And then you can work on upgrading or upselling later to another, a bigger product or a higher package. I need to work on a few of those. طبعا a lot of the digital or SaaS products okay, this is easy. With other products, it's not as easy. يعني كل case وليها حاجة. However, we can work on creative ways يعني always. Lead magnets, as much as possible you need to use the concept of giveaways. يعني أنا دلوقتي لما بحضر event والevent ده بوزع فيه notebooks, pens, pillows, whatever, anything that's a giveaway. The purpose منها إن people would remember my brand later and they come back to me or ask about me. فأنا I want to use the same thing on the digital platforms. You know, lead magnets are some stuff similar to downloads, statistics, ebooks, webinars, anything أو even tools. يعني في مثلا color generators أو color pickers, etc. في يعني في a lot of the websites have free tools, BMI calculators, etc. كل الحاجات دي free things or free resources for people to use, and it's a really strong magnet to traffic. People go on the website just for the magnet, and they just fill in their contact information عشان ياخدوا الحاجة دي. However, you're generating leads. You know, people are interested in something that you offer and they left their contacts. You work on that later. FOMOs are feeling exclusive, feeling of missing out, and people don't want to feel. They want to feel that they're going to miss out if they don't take quick action. You want to do limited time offers from time to time. You want to give them limited. زي ما قلنا على pre-launch إنه ممكن if they register early they get 1 year for free, 6 months for free, etc. حاجة that's big. and then they're motivated to, they feel if they miss the pre-launch phase and they're never going to get this offer again, and you want to stick to that. From time to time you want to do something that's limited time, يعني discount for a season or for a break or for some kind of event happening, or for a certain community. يعني إنه if you join this you get that. يعني if you generate some kind of content for my blog, if you do whatever, contribute to my competition, etc., you get something. Again, I want to customize my offerings, الحاجات اللي هي motivational شوية, to limited times or limited audience, so they feel maybe they can miss out and they want to go forward with. Okay. طيب الحاجات دي they're more or less tactics or strategies that people use to develop early traction. جنبيها, if we have the budget, we can be advertising, best advertising with market focus, with advertising for my referral programs, advertising for joint programs with partners, etc. يعني I still want to use those strategies, best to promote them with a little bit of investment. في الآخر they're the same, but I could be advertising, I could be not. I have a few tools دول ما فيش حاجة فيهم standards. I came up with a bunch اللي هم ممكن أكون أنا استخدمتهم at one time or the other. They will help you with the marketing automation. We don't want to be doing everything manually, and at one point you will not be able to do it. Plus, and then I want to be reading a lot of data. فالداتا دي هتيجي منين؟ من التولز اللي موجودة دي. First thing, I need to establish a good presence. يعني create a Facebook business manager, a business account, not just a Facebook page. A business manager there, for whoever is not aware of it. So it's a bunch of things. شبه all the whole Google platform, في audience, وفي funnel, وفي analytics, وفي there's a lot of stuff that you can use inside the business manager. Plus, and then you connect the accounts together, is again Facebook, Instagram, etc. The whole Google bunch. We have Google My Business, AdWords, Tag Manager, الحاجات دي for the setup process, Search Console. كل ده اللي احنا قلنا البيزكس اللي هتخلينا to track and measure my performance. I included WordPress في البداية لأنه if we want to be using a lot of content or doing a lot of content to attract customers, WordPress أنا بالنسبة لي is the perfect platform to customize my blog, to be managing my content, etc. However, يعني alternatives would be okay. But for the content management, Hootsuite, social media management tool. Trendster, actually, this is an Egyptian startup. They do something for influencer marketing. يعني أنا بدخل book influencers and they run campaigns for me. Intercom for customer messaging and communication, and actually دي يمكن هما من ال early products اللي عملوا what we would say bot style, automated response to messages. Ahrefs is a very good tool for SEO برضو. It helps with comparing with competitors, understanding where you stand. However, أنا برضو Google Analytics is a good tool for that. Google Keyword Planner. أنا if I'm developing content blog, الcontent ده لازم يبقى planned برضو إنه if I want to be appearing in search engines, عايزة الكيوردز بتاعتي تبقى well planned. Keyword Planner helps you شبه what Ahrefs do, يعني let's say in the same area يعني. طيب بعد كده how if it بتفرق معايا as I go on if I'm a mobile app or a web-based product. Mixpanel is a CRM solution. CRM أو attribution, CR, and it's a mix of things together. And I really like their customer relationship automation tool. You actually get to draw your journey and بتقسم customers بتاع cohorts or groups, and depending on what they do, something is communicated with them. For example, if ودي it's a very very strong tactic في growth marketing إنه أنا I automate some of the communicated messages. زي لما بتفتح app and then you close it, and immediately after you close it they send you a message push notification. What are you looking for? SMS بيقول لك you missed out on this, etc. ف ميكس بانل بيعمل الحاجات دي، بلس انه هو كمان بيقيس الفانل بتاعي، البرفورمانس، الكوهورتس، etc. ويب انجيج similar بس مش بيعمل كل الحاجات، بس عنده نفس الاوتوميشن tool. I literally draw my customer journey like a flow chart، وببتدي اديله conditions، لو دخل ايه او لو عمل ايه ببعت له ايه. MailChimp طبعا for email automation. Landing in case of not using WordPress will do the same job, and أنا customize landing pages. For lead generation, I want to customize my landing pages according to the audience I'm targeting. إنه لما يدخل على landing page دي يبقى شايف different messages أو different kind of information اللي يخليه take the action. And sometimes we can be testing multiple landing pages and seeing which works best. إنه one channel عليها landing page communicated, another channel عليها landing page, and I keep looking at the performance analytics وأشوف which is performing better. Whether I'm using WordPress or Landingi or whatever else, أنا لازم يكون عندي حاجة to customize landing pages. It's not a one-time website, one-time blog, etc. For analytics, Google Analytics for the web is great, more than enough actually. It does more everything. بنقيس بيه كل behavior, performance, conversion rates, visualize the funnel, etc. I think it works great. For mobile apps, Branch, Adjust, الاثنين are pretty good products too. يعني according to your kind of product هنبتدي search, and if you find other stuff يعني مفيش حاجة تمنع. Again, there's no right and wrong. It all depends on what you need and how you evaluate, how much you can afford, etc. A lot of these tools ليها freemium if you want to try it out. On top of all of this, I need to organize my functions. So I'm doing it on my own, or I have a very small team, or we have a bigger team. I need to organize the tasks and the functions. Consistency is key. يعني أنا دلوقتي زي ما قلنا in building traction يعني إن أنا أحط العربية على الطريق، والعربية دي تبقى well steady و balanced, and it's going in one direction with a steady force, and this is how it gains some speed. فأنا I want to be doing my work every day. I don't want to be missing on some of the actions. And marketing, again, is like a machine. You just keep it going. You just keep it operating. If you stop, everything drops. And this is a big mistake. يعني أنا هحط tasks بتاعتي وtasks دي على Bittrex في Monday. في good old fashioned Google Sheets. I always love Google Sheets in case إن إحنا we don't have a task management tool. But whatever way, we need to keep everything on with a deadline and tracked. طيب. بعد كده we have to set عندنا حاجتين أنا عايزة أتكلم عليهم. عايزة أتكلم على ثانية واحدة. Okay. What do I need to achieve? Back to the KPIs. What do I need to achieve? أنا حطيت الفانل، حطيت البيرسونز، I customized my messages according to each persona مع different touch points اللي هي قلنا كتير دي. And I set a few strategies في أكتر منهم كتير whatever ways. مهم إن أنا I put my plan together and I started moving عشان gain traction. I have my measurement tools and I want to evaluate what I'm doing. أنا كان عندي KPIs من الأول. KPIs دي ممكن تكون realistic ممكن لأ. بس كده كده I have to revisit. So again, I will review. What do I need to achieve? Do I need to survive or do I need to go aggressive? One way of, if you're short on budget and you want to prove your concept and prove that you have traction, you can go on survival mode. Survival mode دي اللي هي just making sure that I have enough cash to keep me going for a certain time. That's probably at the very early stage علشان خاطر أوصل لpoint B اللي هي ممكن بعديها يكون في revenues أو fundraising أو whatever يخليني أتحرك من point B ل point C. يا إما إن أنا I want to go aggressive. In both ways أنا I have to review my KPIs, make sure إنها it's actually what I want to do. So let's say إن أنا I started at today. 1 month later, I evaluate. Another month later, I evaluate. I keep evaluating and looking back. لأنه what happens, وده اللي أنا كنت بقوله من شوية, a big mistake, إن أنا after I've gone for a year, I can't still be looking back at my KPIs, looking back at my business model, looking back at what I'm offering in the value proposition, changing my customers. ده ساعتها it's chaos. يعني كده I'm not going steady towards one direction. أنا ساعتها I'm losing control and probably will not survive for long. فأنا once I evaluate مرة واثنين وثلاثة خلاص I'm sure of what I'm doing, I need to some extent stick to the plan and go towards my goal. If I keep pivoting, which is always, it's good and healthy for startups to pivot. However, too much pivoting is losing vision. I don't know where I'm going anymore. حاجة تانية إن أنا I reevaluate my budgets. أنا حطيت البادجت في الأول خالص with the plan and I need to look at it again. برضو 1 month in, another month out, لازم أفضل ببص على البادجت, what I'm spending and how is it being spent. So again, how much can I afford? والtarget بتاعي X customers. At this point, I need to look at my customer acquisition cost. How much am I paying to win every customer? يعني adding كل advertising بال whatever cost of social media, أي promo codes, etc. يعني بحمل الcost for every sale على ال customer ده, and I start calculating my customer acquisition cost, which is quite clear in أنا if I have a customer acquisition cost of $200 for a product that's worth $50, this means I have a problem. I'm paying much more than I should. Yeah, I'm not going to make a profit. طيب, quickly, growth marketing in times of crisis. I know you've been probably hearing this over and over for the past month. What do we do at times of crisis with the marketing? And as I define in the crisis, it doesn't have to do with external factors بس, external or internal. Internally, I need to make sure إنه everybody is well aware, my team, my customer, everyone who is a partner with me, they need to understand what's going on. If I'm affected or I have a problem and the business is not going fine or not sustaining because of some crisis, I need to communicate that very clearly to have them on board معايا. إزاي I will survive crisis unless I onboard everybody with me. I have to be honest, transparent, and be prepared. Be prepared ده يعني أنا أقول I know crisis will happen and I know how to deal with it. maybe not quite. أكيد I cannot guess what the crisis will be, but at least I have to be prepared with a plan B, a plan C. And I have a team for it. يعني حتى you organize, put together a crisis team, a war team that will get in a room together and find solutions for whatever crisis. طيب, for the spending, أنا دلوقتي I'm running, I'm going towards one objective, and then a drop happens in the market, a drop happens in the economy. Most, a lot, would just stop the spending. I would say evaluate where you are and think if you have a bigger opportunity or you should stop. يعني الإمباct بتاع crisis دي إيه عليه. A lot of the, like I was referring, a lot of the shopping, online shopping, grocery shopping applications or websites, they've been performing really well since the crisis. So sometimes if with some people, the crisis is an opportunity and you need to take advantage of it. With others, there might be a chance of building an opportunity or making an opportunity out of it. You just need to look at it from different directions. What can you offer in order to take advantage of the crisis? So you hold your advertising and you look around and you make sure and know what are you going to be communicating. ممكن يكون free content نبل from the funnel من الأول. ممكن يكون a temporary product, a limited time product that will solve a temporary problem. It's something you connect with your audience with. يعني total pause is not the best idea. Total pause كأني هديت الفانل من الأول وبعد ما يعدي crisis I will start تاني من الأول. As much as possible, I need the inertia to continue. I need to keep going حتى لو at slow speed, but I don't stop completely. Keep looking at your analytics. Keep evaluating the customer behavior and optimize as much as possible. Sooner or later, the crisis, inshallah, بتعدي and we are back in the market. Some people will make it through and some people will not make it through. So panic is not the solution for a crisis period. I think we're 1 hour in, يا صابرين. I covered everything. حاولت.
لا, it was great. It was great بجد. Thank you so much يا مروة.
Thank you.
طيب حسين is actually asking what do you mean by too much pivoting عشان انت كنتي بتقولي startups it's not good to pivot too much. So what did you mean by that?
يعني it's a very common thing. يعني probably you hear it a lot, Sabrina. إنه it's okay to be flexible. You need to pivot. Yes, yeah. This is healthy. Nana, I build a product and I test the market, and if it's not completely fit, I need to adjust or do something different about it, offer a different value, etc. Yes, at certain stages, it's very healthy. Nana, a pivot يعني ابقى flexible, اتحرك في البزنس موديل بتاعتي، في البرايسنج، في البرودكت اوفرنج، في اليوزر اكسبيرينس etc. بس ده ما ينفعش يكون for a long time. يعني عشان اجري think of it انه a car is moving on the road and it's like going right and left and right and left. يعني سواء كده فخلاص I will not ever gain speed. فأنا if I want to gain speed I want to get steady. أخلص الهاسل دي, do the testing, read all the data, evaluate, optimize my funnel, and then go. يعني we have to look back and evaluate, but as much as possible يعني minimize ده علشان go with full force. And this is how big businesses grow. They test on the side, بس الحاجة بتاعتهم المين it's going. When something is validated, ممكن نبتدي gradually we weave that in or replace it or whatever, kill one product and introduce the other. بس مش كل يوم الصبح I change my business model, I change my offering. This is just too confusing for the customers.
So I totally agree. And I think أصلا developers بالذات they love to pivot عشان خاطر they want to change, they want to stay at the product development phase. They want to always play with the product instead of just doing the marketing.
True. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Thank you, Yasin. طب guys, does anyone have any questions for Marwa? أي حد عنده أي أسئلة؟
أنا كده I'll be available برضه again on Slack اللي حابب
Yes.
يسألني أي وقت I'm available. أنا موجودة
Perfect.
دلوقتي لو في حاجة و anytime just get in touch with me.
Thank you
أو
so
على
much.
LinkedIn
Thank you.
برضه أنا في ناس they're reaching out on LinkedIn ف it's okay يعني.
ماشي ماشي. Perfect. طيب استني في أسئلة تانية. محمد عثمان is asking how to set new KPIs in a new field. Interesting.
Okay, in a new field. Well, this is a challenge with the innovation area, our startups, and innovative startups. A lot of times we need to come up with assumptions في كل حاجة. It's a new product, new market, new everything. مفيش حاجة to compare with أو حاجة standards. Assumptions and marketing do that all the time. You research and you come up with assumptions that you have to test and validate. وكل ما يكون التستنج أكتر على different segments كل ما validate the KPIs دي بتاعتي بدري و make sure إنها it's correct validated KPIs ال pricing everything the budgeting عشان أتأكد إنه it's correct. The biggest example I got once from one of my mentors was the launch of Movinil for Masr, which is like, yes, it was a startup back then. And there was nothing before, يعني market جديد, product جديد, بكل حاجة, and there was nothing before. There is a way. If large products like this can launch, يبقى هو كله it's a matter of research and assumptions.
Perfect. Perfect. Adel is telling you that the webinar was great. Thank you.
Thank you.
The webinar was really great. It's very
Thank
true.
you. Oh, there's a lot to it. يعني I hope I have another chance to explain further, but it's a big topic.
And Milaki is telling you this is my first marketing strategy webinar and it's eye-opening presentation. Thanks.
Oh, thank you. You're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Muhammad. Thank you, Muhammad Yunus. Thank you so much. It's been amazing. Thank you, Marwa.
Thank you, Sabrine. You were great. يعني always a great host. Thank you, Habib.
Thank you. يلا see you. Bye.